All right, now, so the South African Cabin Crew Association is calling on the Public Enterprises Department to release funds to the embattled Mango Airlines. So the airline went into business rescue in July due to financial woes. SACCA says if the low-cost carrier can't resume operations, this will result in it struggling to find an equity partner. So Chris Shabangu is SACCA Deputy President, and he joins me now live. A very good evening to you, Mr. Shabangu. Thanks indeed for joining us. So let me try and understand where the situation is at the moment. Are you in consultations, and with whom, regarding this business rescue?
Good evening to you, Chris. Good evening to your listeners. We are in consultation, yes, with a business practitioner, not with the DPE at the moment, unfortunately, who are important people that should be coming to the party. Unfortunately, the situation as it stands now, as you know, it is dire, it is bad. The 819 million hasn't been released as promised. The post-commencement funding of 800 million now, it is being said, is now meant for restructuring instead of post-commencement. So they can, in other words, cannot be used for operations right now, which is a problem because it seems clear that the DP was systematically trying to put something to close down Mango, if that's what they're going to be saying now.
Indeed, you do accuse the DPE of deliberately wanting the airline to fail. You've outlined what informs that notion. Any indication about when these, if at all, these funds will be released that you're calling for? And if that does not happen, let's look at what the implications would be in terms of job losses.
Well, you're looking at about 709 people that are going to lose their jobs immediately. And I must just go back a little bit and say the business rescue practitioner had indicated, or at least estimated, that they're going to be starting flying around December 2020. Excuse me, 2021. So now SAA is saying they can't. They actually, the money that they have, they cannot use it for that purpose. In other words, they cannot use it for operational reasons. So, which therefore means that obviously Mango is going to close down, and that those people are going to be losing it. It cannot be acceptable. If you remember, we as SACCA NUMSA, we actually went to and MPA. We went to court and put Mango, to put a business rescue. We applied to the court for that,
yes,
and they opposed, and they won it because they wanted to go to do it voluntarily. It is now clear that they actually opposed our application, so for the purpose of actually putting, we suspect, of actually making sure that Mango is closed down. There's a lot of things that are now that cause us to believe that. One being that Takatso came in to buy South African Airways. Now Mango is a subsidiary of South African Airways, and nothing was actually put on the table for Mango. Nobody came out clear, and we kept on asking this question of saying, what is going to be happening to Mango? Why is Mango not on the table? And we were told some due diligence is going to be done, but we don't understand. Had they given us an opportunity for us to find a strategic equity partner, we would have done it long time ago. It was for that reason that we actually applied for to put Mango on business rescue in the first place, because we were looking at finding a strategic business partner, which now all of a sudden the government has said. And I must also point out, Chris, the Minister Pravin himself said to the public that Mango is the only performing airline in the country, amongst the state-owned entities. He said so himself. And after that, when we went back to ask the minister about this thing, he disappeared. He has disappeared up to today. Somebody needs
so there's been no information forthcoming from the DPE or in terms of what the business rescue practitioners have shared with you thus far. You found that to be insufficient, and hence you say there is concern on the part of workers that they might just find themselves without jobs soon.
Yes. No, there hasn't been any information that I can actually share with you that is tangible from the DPE. And it needs to be said, and it needs to be said, because we keep on saying DPE, as if it's this faceless department. Yeah. It is a department with a face. It is a department which is led by the minister. We need to come out and actually now allay the fears to how come the minister cannot even just take a drive to OR Tambo to Mango employees and address them. instead of us waiting maybe for even a digit. So now, as it stands, the business rescue practitioner is put under pressure. He's got his projections, but those projections won't work with that money. That money needs to be released, even if then that 819 million is released for the purpose of restructuring, but also for operations. We even said earlier, Cressida, when we were being interviewed here, we said the 800 million in itself actually is not even enough. We were looking at around 1.2 billion for Mango to be able to operate efficiently. And as we kept on saying, Mango is an efficient airline. It's an airline that can stand up on its own and actually fly. But unfortunately, it seems like we believe that Mango is being systematically closed down or shut down for the purpose of preparing for other airlines to start flying or to be sold to whoever is to be sold to.
Mr. Shabangu, I beg your pardon for that. There was a bit of a break towards your last sentence, but we do appreciate your time here on the programme. Thank you very much for joining us on The Full View. Chris Shabangu, who's the SACCA Deputy President. All right, I think we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have some international news. Stay with us.